The challenge is, are we watching the price movement, or are we understanding what the movement means? Because if we are serious about trading, there is one question we eventually have to ask ourselves. So, how do you actually become a profitable trader? Most traders believe the answer is simple. Find a good strategy, find a good entry, manage your risk, and repeat. But what if that isn't enough? What if one of the biggest problems in trading is not that traders don't know enough, but that they have been looking at the market from the wrong perspective? Think about this. Imagine you're standing on the side of a mountain and you see a river flowing downhill. You can see the water moving. You can see every turn, every wave, every splash. But if you only watch the movement of the water, do you really understand the river? You don't know where the water came from. You don't know where it's going. You don't understand why it suddenly changes direction. You are simply watching movement. The market is similar. Most traders watch the price move, but very few truly understand what the movement means. And this leads to one of the biggest misconceptions in trading. A trader thinks that seeing the movement means understanding the market. It doesn't. Watching price move is not the same as understanding price movement. And this is where another old belief begins to break. Many traders believe that becoming profitable is primarily about finding the perfect entry, the perfect indicator, the perfect candlestick pattern, the perfect setup. But imagine trying to understand a football match by looking only at the moment when a player kicks the ball. You might see the kick, but you don't see the positioning. You don't see the strategy. You don't see who controls the field. You don't understand why the kick happened in the first place. The same thing happens when traders focus only on entries. They see the candle, but they miss the structure behind the candle. They see the breakout, but they miss the authority behind the movement. They see the bounce, but they don't ask what that bounce actually means. And perhaps this is why so many traders can spend years learning trading, yet still struggle to consistently understand the market. Because they are constantly learning what to look at, but not necessarily how to interpret what they are looking at. When price moves, you need to understand the structure behind that movement. You need to understand who is actually in control. You need to understand whether the movement is an impulse or a correction. You need to understand where authority begins, where it is being defended, and where it starts to lose control. Because the market doesn't move randomly from one candle to another. Every movement is connected. Every structure develops from another structure, and every larger movement can contain smaller movements inside it. This is the fractal nature of the market. So perhaps the journey to becoming a profitable trader doesn't begin with asking, where should I enter? Perhaps it begins with a much deeper question. What am I actually looking at? Am I simply watching the price movement, or am I understanding what the movement means? Because the moment you begin to understand the meaning behind price movement, you stop reacting to every candle. You stop chasing every breakout. You stop assuming that every bounce means the market will go higher, and you begin to read the market as a developing structure. This is where our journey begins. Not with predicting the future, but with learning how to understand the present. So, how do you become a profitable trader? Perhaps the first step is learning to see the market differently. And maybe the biggest breakthrough in trading doesn't come when you discover another strategy. Maybe it comes when you realize that the market was never as simple as the candles you were watching. If you want to explore this journey with us, subscribe to the Bias Positive Digital Rise YouTube channel. And don't just be a viewer, be part of the community. Tell me in the comments, what do you think is the biggest misconception you've ever believed about trading? Is it that a good entry is everything? That more indicators mean better decisions? That every breakout should be followed? Or is there something else? Share your perspective, challenge the ideas, learn from each other. Because the goal is not simply to build a community of traders who watch the market. The goal is to build a community of traders who learn to understand the market. Subscribe to Bias Positive Digital Rise, join the community, and let's discover together what the market is actually trying to tell us.